You've been doing a great job, and we're almost done with this module. Okay, now that we've spent all this time learning about processes, like how to read them and how to manage them, when are we ever going to use these newfound skills? Well, pretty much all the time. But in an IT support role, managing processes comes in handy the most when processes become a little unruly. Our systems usually have some pretty good ways of monitoring processes and telling us which processes might be having issues. In Windows, one of the most common ways to quickly take a peek at how the system resources are doing is by using the Resource Monitoring tool. You can find it in a couple places, but we'll launch it right from the Start menu. Once it opens, you'll see 5 tabs of information. One is an overview of all the resources on the system. Each other tab is dedicated to displaying information about a particular resource on the system. You'll also notice that Resource Monitor displays process information too, along with data about the resources that the process is consuming. You can get this performance information in a slightly less detailed presentation from Process Explorer. Just select the process you're interested in, right-click, and choose Properties. From there, pick the Performance Graph tab. You can see quick visualizations of the current CPU, memory, indicated by private bytes, and disk activity, indicated by I/O. But how can we get this information from the command line? I'm glad you asked. There are several ways to get this information from the command line, but we'll focus on a PowerShell-centric one, our friend get-process. We know that if we run get-process without any options or flags, we get process information for each running process on the system. If you check out the column headings at the start of the output, you'll see things like npm-k values in this column represent the amount of non-paged memory the process is using. And the K stands for the unit, kilobytes. You can see Microsoft's documentation for a full write-up of each column in the next supplemental reading. This is useful, but it's a lot of information. It can be really helpful to filter down to just the data you're interested in. Let's say you wanted to just display the top 3 processes using the most CPU. You could write this command. Get-process pipe sort CPU descending pipe select -first 3 -property ID process name and CPU. And just like that, we get the top 3 CPU hogs on the system. This command might be a little hard to understand, so let's go through it step by step. First, we call the get-process commandlet to obtain all that process information from the operating system. Then, we use a pipe to connect the output of that command to the sort command. You might remember pipes from some Linux examples earlier. We sort the output of get-process by the CPU column, descending to put the biggest numbers first. Then, we pipe that information to the select command. Using select, we pick the first 3 rows from the output of sort and pick only the property ID, name, and CPU amount to display. Now that you've got some knowledge about both the command line and graphical tools Windows provides for investigating resource usage, let's have a look at Linux resource monitoring.